But going to Ring of Honor that first time,
Oh yeah, so I get there and like I had been given the heads up, like, hey, you're probably not going to get a match, but we're doing a big Special K thing. What do you think about being a member of Special K? I'm like, dude, yeah, of course. Like I want to do anything, right? Like I just I want to be a part of this company bad. Like,
so you were super knowledgeable about what special or what it was and everything at that point.
oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Well, and keep in mind, so at that point, Slim J had already done a couple ROH spots too. Who I've known Slim literally since his first bump. Uh, and Slim had already done a couple of the Special K spots. So like even if I wasn't a hardcore Ring of Honor follower, like I already knew a guy that was in the group. Plus I knew Jay Lethal, who was Hydro, and I knew Angel Dust, Azrael. Just I'd done indie shows with them and stuff. So
did you
like
know
but
Chief
I
and Cloudy yet?
no, I did not know them yet. I didn't
Underrated.
meet them. Yes, absolutely. I didn't get to meet them until this Dayton show actually. But I had been told like, hey, if you want it, there's a special case spot for you. And like I'm on cloud nine, like, oh my God, no pun intended. Uh, but like this is awesome, right? Especially since like, and the irony of it was, I've always been straight edge. Like I didn't know that's what the term was called until Punk used it. But I've never done drugs or alcohol or anything. So I was like, of course I'm going to be in the in the stoner group.
Of course.
Uh, that just fits right up my alley. Uh, well, on the way there, this is 03, 04. Jimmy's got his flip phone, and or what was it, the BlackBerry, and he's reading. There's a huge Special K member. There's a huge like surprise member joining Special K in Dayton, and I'm like, wait, what? Like this is are they is it me? So like I'm kind of now like, what is going on here? Like am I a big surprise member of Special K? There's no way. Spoiler alert, it wasn't me, it was Abyss, which is
Definitely a bigger surprise.
yes. A little different style athlete, me and Abyss. But yeah, they it was crazy because like they're putting the match together and a lot of the guys had recognized me, just from my wild side stuff or whatever. And they're putting the match together, and I'm not officially in the match, but like they made sure there was a spot where I got to just slide in the ring and start dancing. And then there was another huge dive sequence, and they wanted me like I got to be the last dive.
Did you have your name? Like, did they give you your name that night or
No,
anything? That was
well,
later.
so no, so I picked the name. So, and it's just one of those things where we do the spot, and everybody's like, dude, that was awesome, that was great, that was great. What's your Special K name? And I was like, oh, dude, I haven't even thought about that. I just happened to be wearing a Carmelo Anthony jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, what about Mello?
Perfect.
And they're like, oh my God, yeah. I was like, hey, I'm the smartest man on the planet. Thank God I wasn't wearing like a Sean Kemp jersey or, like,
Oh boy.
yeah, it was one of those things where it just worked out well. And I was like, oh yeah, Mello totally fits everything we're trying to accomplish with the Special K thing. Like, especially since I'm so the opposite of Mello, like I'm upbeat, like the I like I said, like I slid in, I did the Alex Wright dance, I do this like the Takamichinoku dive, like the antithesis of the meaning of the word. So I was just like, I love everything about that name, and they loved it. Uh, so and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Like, we're on the way back, and Jimmy was like, dude, Gabe lost his mind when you were out there. Like he was really, really happy with your stuff. And I was like, I couldn't believe it, right? Like this was the place to be. If you're not signed by Vince, even though TNA, had bigger name stars and better paydays, if you're on the indies, Ring of Honor in 04, 03 was the place to be, bar none.
It probably opened a lot of doors too, just being there because it's
Yes.
the top indie, now you're suddenly a lot more sought after.
Absolutely. And I had no fear of traveling. So, when guys would reach out to me, especially up north, Philly was such a hotbed of wrestling at the time, but Philly, Jersey, all them, I was very easy to negotiate with to get in a car and drive for hours by myself if need be.